187 is the natural number following 186 and preceding 188. In mathematics, 187 is an odd number. 187 is a composite number. 187 is a deficient number, as 29 is less than 187. 187 is a self number. 187 is a square-free number. Prime factors of 187. 11 times 17. Divisors of 187. 1, 11, 17. 187. 187 is the sum of three consecutive prime numbers. 59 plus 61 plus 67. 187 is the sum of 9 consecutive primes. 7 plus 11 plus 13 plus 17 plus 19 plus 23 plus 29 plus 31 plus 37. 187 is the difference of two square numbers, 142 to 32, and 942 to 932. 187 is a centered 31-gonal number. In religion, 187 chapters in the Hebrew Torah. In geography, 187th Street in the Washington Heights section of Manhattan, North Capel No. 187, Saskatchewan is a rural municipality in southeast Saskatchewan. In the military, 187th Infantry Regiment is a regiment of the 101st Airborne Division of the United States Army. USNS Henry J. Kaiser is a U.S. Navy fleet replenishment oiler launched in 1985. US Canonicus was a U.S. Navy harbor tug during World War II. US Dahlgren was U.S. Navy Clemson-class destroyer during World War II. US Hennepin was a U.S. Navy Alamosa-class cargo ship during World War II. US Okota was a U.S. Navy Haskell-class attack transport during World War II. US Salish was a U.S. Navy Sottoyomo-class rescue tugboat during World War II. US Stern was a U.S. Navy Cannon-class destroyer escort during World War II. US Sturgeon was a U.S. Navy Salmon-class submarine during World War II. The Martin 187 Baltimore was a light two-engined attack bomber during World War II. In movies, 187 Shadow Lane starring Tonantzin Carmelo. 187 starring Samuel L. Jackson. 187, a character played by Coolio in the film Dracula 3000. In music, artists drum and bass artist 1.8.7. Canadian industrial band Unit 187. Hip-hop artist Candyman 187. Dutch groove metal band C187 with Patrick Mamelli, Sean Reinert and Tony Choi on Mascot Records. Rapper Gregory Fernan Hutchinson goes by the stage name Cold 187. 187 Mobsters, hip-hop group in the Philippines. 187, Serbian hip-hop group. Albums 187 Ride By, the debut album by rapper Tweety Bird Lock. It's on 187 Killer by rapper Eazy-E. 187 He Wrote by Spice One. 187, The Soul album by the British garage band 187 Lockdown. Songs, Deep Cover, aka 187, by Dr. Dre on the soundtrack from the film Deep Cover. 187 Proof, on Spice One's debut album. 187 Squad, on Young Murder Squad's Murder Squad Nationwide CD. Time for a 187, by Master P on the album Ice Cream Man. 187, on Senses Fails from the Depths of Dreams CD. Curtis 187, by 50 Cent on the Curtis CD. In sports, TNA wrestler Nelson Arazo, known by his ring name, Homicide, or Notorious 187. Newfoundland professional wrestler Frederick Brophy Jr. wrestled under the name of 187 for the first 2 years of his career before changing it to Freddie Youngblood. In transportation, London buses Route 187. The microsatellite technology experiment is a microsatellite-based mission launched into orbit June 21, 2006. Included satellites USA 187 and USA 188, and USA 189. The proposed Cessna 187 plane during the 1970s. In other fields, 187 is also the year AD 187 or 187 BC, the atomic number of an element temporarily called an octeseptium. 187 Lamberta is a large and dark main belt asteroid. California Proposition 187-1994 designed to prohibit benefits to illegal immigrants. Minuscule 187 is a Greek minuscule manuscript of the New Testament, on parchment. 187 is the number of the California Penal Code section describing murder. It has come into general use among gangs in the United States as a synonym for murder, and this usage has passed into popular culture via gangster rap, such as the title of the film 187. The Census Fails 2002 song 187 on From the Depths of Dreams CD. TNA wrestler Nelson Arazo, known by his ring name, Homicide, or Notorious 187. The 2005 video game 187 Ride or Die for PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. The line, "It's 188-1. You know the figure," in the Hollywood Undead song, Apologize. The line, "It's about coming up, and staying on top, and screaming 187 on a motherfucking cop," referring to the 1992 Los Angeles riots in the Sublime song, April 29, 1992. Sesame Street Muppet Count Von Count's favorite number, 34,969, is 187 by 187. Speculated in a BBC mathematics program to be a reference between Count Dracula and the Californian Murder Code. The total value of all the tiles in a standard English Scrabble set is 187.